So the book 1984 by George Orwell.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
So the idea there, Big Brother is a nickname for the government.
Oh,
Always, Big Brother is always watching, always looking over your shoulder because he knows what's best.
yeah,
And so you can't do anything without Big Brother's permission or knowledge.
yeah,
So they have cameras everywhere, like always observing. And
yeah,
I mean, it's there's always this push and this pull between security and freedom. You can't be free and secure. The only way to be free is in a state of potential chaos, right?
yeah, yeah,
The ultimate manifestation of freedom is you go do whatever you want whenever you want to do it. And I got to do the same. That opens you to the potential that I will decide with my freedom to do something that is detrimental to you.
yeah,
But that's the price that you pay if you want freedom.
yeah,
If you want security, you cannot have people walking around with freedom. So it's this spectrum between freedom and security. Now, like you can say we want both. I want to be free and secure. Okay, well, it's just a matter of where on that spectrum you decide to draw the line.
oh,
How much security are you comfortable with? Because you can make the argument, Big Brother, I want to be ultimately secure. Okay, well, the only way I can do that is to know at all times where all people are, what they're doing. I need to know what they're thinking at all times. And I need to monitor what they're thinking, what they're saying, what they're doing at all times. And so the only way to actually give full security is to turn everybody into zombies or to cogs,
yeah,
right? Because then you can say, I know for certainty what he's doing over here. But do you want that as the individual? You might think you want ultimate security, but then you live that life and you're like, oh, this actually really sucks because I'm a prisoner.
yeah,
But then the reverse of like, okay, I want to be free. Like a lot of people it's so funny because we use these words. I want to be financially free. I want to be financially secure, right? Like, what do those things mean?
yeah,
Do they mean different things?
yeah,
Like financial security might mean I want to know that money will always come to me,
yeah,
right? So I want a pension. I want to have government mandated bread lines. I want to know that I will always have my basic needs met. Okay, financial security. What's financial freedom? Is financial freedom, if nothing else, the ability, the right to go and make money whenever you want? So like, okay, let's draw a different paradigm. That's what capitalism, socialism,
yeah,
communism.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
Maybe financial security is communism. I want to always know that I'm taken care of. Capitalism, I want to have the ability, the freedom to go. So then we look at these capitalism, communism on the spectrum, and we just like substitute different terms. Freedom, security. Now, ostensibly, on the right side, the socialist, the communist side, we would say, oh, it's not just security; it's actually security and equality. Like, because it's not fair. Because when you have freedom, you have distributed outcomes.
yeah,
Because if you're free to do whatever you want, then maybe you are just a hardworking beaver and you go out there and you decide I'm going to collect all the resources and I'm lazy as fuck and so I'm not.
yeah,
And so then what do we get? We get hierarchies.
yeah,
We get distributed outcomes where you have and I have not. And so that sounds great until you have so many have-nots in this equation that are suddenly like, hey, they have all the haves have all the stuff. I don't want that. So I want some of that stuff. So now we start moving over here towards security and towards equality.
yeah,
But there's always like this spectrum, and everybody has to kind of decide philosophically where they align.
yeah,
For me, what will inevitably happen is highly competent individuals who are, we'll say, on the spear tip of humanity's progress
yeah,
will lean towards freedom
yes,
because they say, yeah, it's a chaotic universe. I take responsibility for myself and I like my chances out there.
yeah,
I'll take my chances.
yeah,
Most people are not that.
yeah,
Most people want security more than they want freedom. And they also, unfortunately, because most people, are not at that spear tip of humanity's progress. And I'm not saying I'm just saying like I have enough hubris to believe I could be. So I might be one of the first people executed and killed off by like a war tribe over here. Like everybody likes to believe they'd be like Alexander the Great, when in reality I'd probably just be a peasant in the field, right? Like, but The reality is that most people are not that, and so they want that security. This is why communism, is why socialism, like they gain traction, but it's a false narrative. And this is what we've seen, is that at the end of the day, there is no such thing as security. And that's why this whole thing that I've just outlined is an illusion.
Yeah.
Right? We can make a compelling case, freedom or security, but there is no security because the universe is inherently chaotic, and it's inherently filled with people that are looking out for their own best interest.
Yeah.
And so you have a scenario where everybody is equal and there is security, but who's running that? Individuals, people at the top.
Yeah.
And what are their incentives? Who is incentivized to rise to the top of that equation? Well, we know from history repeating itself over and over, not the good people that you want at the top. It's the people that want to be at the top because they like power and they like control. And so that creates despotism, totalitarianism, authoritarianism, all these terrible things. It's horrible. It's hell. It's like we saw this in the 20th century. It's absolute hell. Now you might be able to say, like, okay, what if we had an AI overlord that could make fundamentally better decisions for us, that is in our best interest and could guide our lives? And it's like, okay, well, maybe I mean, that's the premise of like so many social or science fiction stories, right? Is like, oh, we'll turn over the keys to humanity's survival and thrival to somebody, to an entity that knows better.
Yeah.
That's God. Like you substitute the word God for AI for the Fuhrer or the father, like whatever, like just replace that with this other thing, and like that becomes the new thing. But like, I don't know. I'm always skeptical of giving other people more control over my life that I don't have recourse over.
Yeah.
So when you talk about digital IDs, when you talk about Big Brother, when you talk about the government expanding its reach, I look at that very skeptically.
Yeah.
And I say, I would like for this person that I do not know, that I do not trust, and that has misaligned incentives with myself to go ahead and stay out of my business. I'd like that very much. Thank you. Then that comes at the expense potentially of them also minding their own business and not patrolling as deeply as they could the bad actors.
Yeah.
And that's a trade-off. That's a trade-off I'm willing to make, and I think it's a trade-off a lot of people are willing to make, but a lot of people aren't.
Yeah.
So like this is where, I mean, this is fundamentally like the interplay, the friction of politics, of what's it mean to be like liberal or conservative or libertarian, right? Like what's the role of government in the individual's life?
Yeah.
Where is the balance? Where is the best place? I don't know. That's why I stay out of politics. Somebody on the podcast the other day, they actually left a comment to like, hey, you have, the resources, you obviously have the platform, and you have like the ability to communicate your ideas in a compelling way. Why don't you run for office? Why don't you go and like change the thing that you rail against? And I was like, because it's ineffective.
Yeah.
Like the people that actually change things are the builders. Politicians don't build.
Yeah.
They steal. And I'm not saying they steal maliciously or illegally. They steal permission. They steal the mandate of the people to go do things, but they don't actually build something that survives in the real world of its own accord, of its own merits. I think generally you could trace the overall health of a location based off of how many people are in these positions of power and authority without merit. Right? Like this is I'm all for a meritocracy. At the end of the day, that's why I skew onto this freedom side, because also there is nothing on the other side that's worth having.
Yeah.
So digital IDs, I don't know. I don't want it. I don't know anything about it, but I don't want people looking over my shoulder all that much. I prefer a little bit of privacy, a little bit more freedom.